So, as I got through that beautiful moment of just reconciliation off the cuff, I decided that I wanted to give back what I had been given, and I came up with something that I hope everybody likes. And it's worked for me, and it's worked fabulously well. And what I did was tried to create a way of living that puts what I believe the four basic aspects of one's life, uh, which is the physical state that you're in, the emotional part of your life, the spiritual part of your life, and certainly the financial part of your life. The latter, I have 34 years of experience in. I helped people, manage for retirement and weddings and uh, college education and so on, getting second homes, whatever financial goals that my clients had in their life, I helped them achieve them, and I helped them sustain after they had retired their way of living, and that's what I did, and that is a very important part of everybody's life. Lord knows it kept my clients up at night. That boogeyman of am I going to have enough money? What if I lose my job? All those questions that keep one up at night. I was there, and my profession was to help people get them from point A to point B, and I did that very well and very successfully for a long time. What I did was expand upon it because, as I just described, even though my finances were in very good order, my physical state, my emotional state, and my spiritual state were completely out of balance, and one wasn't talking to the other, and therefore I was a very disjointed, very troubled, and very miserable person. So, on the physical side of things, I attacked it, for lack of a better word. I went to my intern. I told her the situation, told her the addiction to alcohol, told her that I wasn't taking my medications. Look at me, I'm 302 pounds. I was a former Hall of Fame athlete. How in the heck did I get here, and what can I do about it? I got a complete physical. Again, that innermost knowing of who I was and what I was at that particular moment, honestly, then I could resolve to take care of it, which I did. Since that point, and since being on this program of renewal, I've lost 85 pounds. My blood pressure, last time I checked it, was 123 over 78, which it's never been that low. My cholesterol is 220, down from the upper 300s. My anxiety and my depression and my post traumatic syndrome disorder, those are all there, and they will be forever. But as long as I take my medication and I check in with my psychologist on a biannual basis, I seem to be doing just great. Um, and so, as I got a nutritionist and as I got on a plan, and it seemed, I have to tell you, very overwhelming at the beginning. When you've gone through that step four and you've looked at everything that you've done in your life and so on and so forth, man, and now I'm looking at, I'm physically unhealthy, and I have things to do with regard to that. The emotional stuff was kind of easy at the beginning because all I had to do was take my medications. So every single day, I ate what they told me to eat when they told me to eat it. I began a very, very basic, program to get back in condition. I couldn't do 5 push-ups when I started. Now I can do 150 without any problem. But one day at a time, adding one push-up a week. I started this program on March 14th, 2014. It's a long time ago, 6 years ago. But now I'm in maintenance mode. I don't have to start at the beginning. I've gotten to where I want to be, and now it's simply a matter of doing those same tasks every day just to maintain and stay where I'm at. So I eat better today, I sleep better today, all as a result of doing the tasks that are in front of me. So I have a plan. I get up, I have a daily routine. I do my morning meditation and my prayer. I do some readings from some daily devotionals. I have a little Greco-Roman workout that I call it, which I go through the 5 basic motions of one's life, which is pushing and pulling and rotating, one-step lunging, and squats. And I do that little workout every morning to get the blood flowing. I get up, I go to an AA meeting every morning. I get home, I take my medications, I then get to the office and do the work that I have to do for the day. And somewhere in the afternoon, each day I will either do a cardio workout, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I'll do a weight resistance training workout Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, old custom Sabbath. I do nothing on Sunday except relax and recharge. That's dedicated for me, the family, friends, golf, whatever. And I'm really, really enjoying that. As I found, as I got healthier physically, that also helped me emotionally because I wasn't being down on myself. I wasn't looking in the mirror loathing at what I had become. And because I'm sleeping better, that physically helps me. I don't feel exhausted during the day. I mean, I'd get to 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I'd have to have 3 or 4 Diet Cokes just to stay awake and eat something sugary. And please look at some other videos of mine on abundantlifeslc.com for more specifics on that. So then, as I was feeling better emotionally, I started to ascertain what is going on in my life, what's different in my life that is giving me the power and giving me the courage to do all of this change and do all of this amending. And for me, it's God, as I understand God. When I surrendered to God and surrendered to wanting to do His will for me each day, whatever that may be, things changed in my life immensely, and they changed quickly. And my acid test for that was how I felt. And when I was at peace, and when I gave up outcomes, things changed for me very, very quickly. And so I use the metaphor of a puzzle in my life today. And I was going to an A meeting, and down there we meet at 6:15 a.m. every morning, a group. And as I walked in, it was Grapevine Day, which we read out of a AA publication that comes out every month. And, you know, each Tuesday during that month, we will read something out of that periodical. And that morning, again, changed my life in great ways. The chairperson decided to read this article from a gal in New York called Puzzled. And her article was written because she was puzzled in why she kept doing the same things over and over each day, expecting a different result. And as that was being read, I found myself, some energy and wisdom and knowledge and grace was flowing into me like taking a drink of water out of a fire hose. I mean, it was very profound. It was very clear, and it was a very, very distinct direction that I should be heading, and I'm grateful for it. And what occurred to me was that life is a puzzle. It's really not just a state of mind. It's life in general. And as I later reflected on it, I felt like my life was just this pile of puzzle pieces that were strewn all about the house, some in the living room, some in the family room, some in the basement, the garage, all over the place. I had these puzzle pieces that were given to me each day, and I had done nothing with any of them. I had put a couple together and had a little success here and there, but in general, it was a chaotic pile. And as I became more and more desperate and hopeless, I found myself angry that was the pile, and I wouldn't do anything about it, and I got madder and madder and resentful about the bigger mess that became as the days and weeks and months went by. And the reason that I didn't want to put it together after further self-reflection was I was afraid of what it was going to look like. I was afraid of the SWAT team stories. I was afraid of being helicoptered, fight for life twice, almost dead from alcohol poisoning. And my lack of relationship with my kids and my ex-wife and my business partners and vendors, I didn't want to see what that puzzle was going to look like if it was put together, so I vowed never to. And as I described, this beautiful human being, Tim, came into my life and helped me, and he started putting that puzzle together even when I didn't want him to, even when I was yelling at him for doing it. And lo and behold, going through the steps of a spiritual life, that puzzle was put together, and by Jove, it wasn't all bad. It, in what the program calls, it right-sized me. So I wasn't manic and I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I wasn't this incredible, worthless, human being either. That was my life, and okay, there were things that I am guilty about, things that I'm regretful about that I did. The program allows me to correct those, to reconcile those, to make amendments to those. But what it did relieve is, for the first time in my adult life, I had no shame. I was not a bad person. I was a sick person trying to get well. And that is what life is about. And so that puzzle got put together. It right-sized me, told me exactly where I am and where I was presently. And now my life is about maintenance. It's about the last 3 steps of the spiritual life, which is 10, if I'm wrong, I promptly admit it. I make corrections immediately so nothing builds up. 11 is I seek that guidance and wisdom and what to do with that single puzzle piece every day that it's given to me. Where does it go and what does it mean? And the 12th, which is the most important step for me because it's the logical propulsion that keeps that wheel and that spiritual life turning, the momentum behind it is to having had an awakening from these 11 steps and changing and amending my life so profoundly is to pass that message along, as I hope I'm doing now, to others who are struggling, to others who desire the same change in their life, and understanding that I'm imperfect and I have foibles. I'm going to do that to the best of my ability. I'm going to live these principles as much as I can in my life, recognizing I'm going to fall short. But if I fall short, I get down on my knees, pray to God as I understand God. I go to a fellowship to tell on myself when I have missed the mark, and I try to continue to amend and be a better person every day. And the way for me to do that is by service completely. And service gets me out of self, no doubt about it.